Welcome back to Note Lab Mode. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into Nvidia.
Oh, yeah.
It's a company that basically went from almost bankrupt to the most valuable company in the world.
Sounds true.
For a time, anyway.
Yeah.
We've got a biography of the CEO, Jensen Huang,
Mm-hmm.
plus some really insightful articles on Nvidia's wild ride.
Yeah, if you think you know NVIDIA, think again.
Yeah.
This is a roller coaster story, and it's not just about tech, although there's a lot of that.
Right.
It's about strategy, leadership, and bouncing back from crazy challenges.
Okay, so we're talking underdog beginnings.
Yep.
Risky bets.
Yep.
A legendary work culture known for intensity.
Yeah.
And a company that's basically driving the future.
Absolutely.
But the big question is this.
Okay.
How did a company that started out focused on computer graphics become such a powerhouse in AI?
Well, that's what we're going to unravel today.
Oh.
And trust me, you'll be surprised by some of the twists and turns we find along the way.
To kick things off,
Okay.
let's rewind all the way back to Jensen Huang's childhood. Not exactly your typical Silicon Valley story.
That's true.
Imagine being sent from Thailand to a reform school in Kentucky.
Tough.
Talk about a challenging environment to grow up in.
It's fascinating how these early experiences shaped him, though.
Yeah.
You know, he faced bullying and hardship, but he still managed to excel.
Yeah?
He even became nationally ranked in ping pong.
Oh.
That takes serious resilience and drive.
And you can definitely see those qualities reflected in how he leads later on.
Absolutely. Like those early challenges totally prepped him for the tech world's ups and downs.
Speaking of unusual beginnings,
Okay.
did you know that Jensen actually worked at Denny's
Huh?
while studying electrical engineering at Oregon State University?
I did, yeah.
Wait, really?
The one and only.
Like the Denny's?
Yeah. It wasn't just about paying the bills, though.
Okay.
He claims he was the best dishwasher, busboy, and waiter they ever had,
Wow.
honing his work ethic and attention to detail.
Multitasking.
Yeah, and even customer service skills. It's like a glimpse into how a future CEO thinks, figuring out how to optimize everything, even simple diner orders.
Okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah.
College, Denny's, and of course love, in a packed electrical engineering class.
Oh, yeah.
With only a handful of women, Jensen met his future wife, Lori Mills.
That's right, he did.
His pickup line.
Oh, was it?
Do you want to see my homework?
Sounds about right for an engineer.
Smooth?
Obviously worked, though, because they got married soon after graduating.
I know. Talk about multitasking.
Yeah.
While working at AMD,
Yeah.
Jensen was raising a family
Uh-huh.
and even went for a master's degree at Stanford,
Wow.
which he finished after 8 years.
Talk about dedication.
But the Nvidia story isn't just about Jensen. It's also about Curtis Prime and Chris Malachowski,
That's right.
the co-founders, each with their own fascinating backstory.
Hmm.
Curtis was a self-taught programmer
Right.
who basically fell in love with computer graphics back in high school.
Yeah, he even created a flight simulator game
Oh, wow.
as like a side project.
That's amazing.
And then you have Chris,
Yeah.
who ditched pre-med to go into engineering,
Wow.
discovered his true calling during a lunch break while taking the MSET.
What a story.
It's amazing how their individual passions kind of align to create something truly innovative.
Yeah, and their paths converged at Sun Microsystems,
Right.
where they were all working on this cutting-edge graphics technology.
Often in secret, too.
Yeah, driven by this shared passion to push the limits of what was possible.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
classic Silicon Valley move,
Yep.
they leave Sun and take the leap
Mm-hmm.
to found Nvidia.
That's right.
But like any good startup story,
Yeah.
there were bumps in the road.
Oh, for sure.
Their first chip, the NV1,
Yeah.
a big gamble,
Sure.
poured their hearts and souls into it, partnered with Sega, even landed a deal with a major PC maker.
It all seemed perfect.
Yeah.
It
Flopped.
Yeah, they packed it with so many features.
Right.
Even a port for a game controller.
Right.
But the market just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, it was a painful lesson in understanding what customers actually want,
Right.
not just what engineers think is cool.
Totally.
And it almost destroyed the company.
Yeah.
They had to lay off employees,
Uh-huh.
scraped by on contract work for Sega,
Right.
facing a serious cash crunch.
It's a reminder that even brilliant ideas need to match what the market actually needs.
Yeah, to actually succeed.
Absolutely.
It was make or break.
Yeah.
And this is where Jensen's leadership shines through.
Absolutely. Tough choices.
Yeah. They pivoted their strategy
Uh-huh.
and basically clawed their way back from the brink.
It's impressive.
They came back swinging with the Riviera 128,
Yeah.
the first true GPU,
Uh-huh.
which propelled them to the front of the PC gaming market.
They went all in on performance, prioritized power over cost.
Yeah. Jensen understood that gamers crave the best possible experience.
Yeah.
He was determined to deliver.
Absolutely.
And they pushed their team hard to get there.
Yeah, they did.
There are stories of employees sleeping at the office, pulling all-nighters.
I know. And this culture where leaving at 9:30 p.m. was considered early.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a glimpse into that intense work culture.
Right.
Overhauled their production process.
Yeah.
Adopted new emulation technology. Even made design changes on the fly.
Wow.
Agile, innovative, and willing to take calculated risks.
But they weren't alone in the gaming market.
Right.
They faced fierce competition from 3DFX.
Oh, yeah. 3DFX.
A company known for their powerful Voodoo graphics chips.
It was David versus Goliath.
Battling for supremacy.
What's interesting is how Nvidia approached this rivalry.
Yeah.
They came up with a strategy called 3 teams, 2 seasons.
Wow.
3 teams working on different generations of chips simultaneously.
Oh.
To make sure they always had something new to release.
Smart.
Keeping the pressure on 3DFX.
And they weren't afraid to poach top talent.
No, they weren't.
From their competitors either.
Yeah, they even hired an entire 3DFX team at one point.
Wow.
Realizing that people were their most valuable asset.
It was technical brilliance, strategic vision,
Yep.
and a relentless work ethic.
It allowed them to outmaneuver
Huh?
and ultimately surpass 3DFX.
Yeah.
They became the dominant force in PC gaming.
What a journey.
I know, right? From near death to conquering the gaming world.
But Nvidia's story was just getting started.
That's right.
They were already looking beyond gaming.
Yeah.
Laying the groundwork for their next big act.
Exactly.
So we left off with Nvidia, like, conquering the gaming world.
Right.
But their story obviously doesn't stop there.
No.
It's almost like they could see into the future of tech.
It's true. They were planting seeds for something much bigger, even while they were battling it out for gaming.
Okay, so how did they make that leap? From graphics for games to, like, powering complex calculations?
It started with this idea that the parallel processing power of GPUs could be really useful for science and tech.
Okay.
Things like crunching numbers, running simulations, stuff that CPUs struggled with.
So they saw this potential in their own tech.
Exactly.
And thought, wait, there's more we can do with this.
Yeah, they envisioned GPUs as more than just graphics processors. They could be engines for scientific discovery.
Interesting.
And innovation across all sorts of fields.
Okay, but recognizing that potential is one thing.
Right.
But then convincing the world to embrace a whole new way of computing?
Yeah.
That's a whole other challenge.
That's right.
Didn't they face some resistance with their first CUDA-enabled chip?
They did, yeah. The G80.
Yeah, it wasn't like an overnight success.
Right.
Despite a ton of investment and tireless promotion, the G80 initially struggled to gain traction.
So imagine trying to convince people to adopt a whole new platform.
It was an uphill battle for sure.
You know, do you remember that story about David Kirk?
One of the key figures behind CDA, trying to get universities on board.
I do.
He was giving all these talks about parallel computing. And no one was biting.
No one.
It really illustrates the challenges they faced.
Yeah. And then he meets Professor Richard Blahat.
Right.
Who basically challenged him to put his money where his mouth was.
Right. And that led to Kirk teaching the first CUDA class at the University of Illinois.
With UIUC, yeah.
What a turning point.
Huge.
From a tough reform school to a university lecture hall, spreading the word about GPU computing.
It's quite a journey.
Yeah, that class, along with the textbook that Kirk co-authored, really helped legitimize CDA.
It did.
And sparked interest in a whole new generation of developers.
It showed that they were serious. They were investing in education and building a community.
Yeah, but education is only one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
How did they actually demonstrate the impact of CDA? Like win over the skeptics?
That's where those success stories come in. One of the most powerful examples is Ross Walker and his work with Amber.
Oh, yeah, that popular molecular dynamics software package.
He revolutionized that whole field by making Amber run on GPUs.
I remember he was so frustrated with the limitations of those traditional supercomputers.
Yes. He felt like access to those expensive machines was actually holding back science.
Right.
And he saw CUDA as a way to democratize that power, making high-performance computing accessible to way more scientists.
It's like unlocking a whole new level of scientific discovery.
Absolutely.
It seems like a win-win.
Yeah.
But wasn't there some tension?
Oh, yeah, there was.
Between Walker and Nvidia regarding the pricing?
There was. It highlights the tension between making groundbreaking tech accessible,
Yeah.
but also making sure the business can actually survive.
Right.
Walker obviously wanted it to be affordable.
Yeah.
Nvidia had to think about profits.
Right, of course.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
No easy answers.
But ultimately, Nvidia's commitment to CDA's adoption played a big role in its success.
Absolutely.
It seems like that commitment went way beyond just profits.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to make it the industry standard.
That's right.
For GPU computing.
They invested in software, fostered that community of developers, and showcased successful applications. They built a moat around CUDA.
A moat. I like that analogy.
Made it almost impossible for others to catch up.
So speaking of moats,
okay,
let's talk about Nvidia's company culture.
All right.
Which is another thing that sets them apart.
It's legendary for its intensity.
Yeah. Love it or hate it kind of environment.
Yeah, definitely not for everyone.
Right.
The long hours, the constant pressure to be innovative, pushing those limits, it can burn people out for sure.
Right.
But for those who thrive in that environment, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a place where they can excel and really make a difference.
Totally.
I've heard those stories about employees practically living at the office.
Oh, yeah.
Whiteboards covering every inch of wall space.
It's true. It's a system that works for them.
Yeah.
But it demands a lot.
There's definitely a high level of dedication.
There is.
Work ethic that goes through Nvidia.
It permeates everything.
One example is their top 5 email system.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Every week, from junior employees to senior executives, everyone sends Jensen an email.
Yep.
Outlining their top 5 priorities and key observations.
It's amazing that Jensen, even leading such a massive company, stays so connected to everything.
What does that tell us about him as a leader?
It shows his commitment to staying informed, transparency, direct communication throughout the whole organization.
It's inspiring in a way.
He's not afraid to give feedback, even publicly,
really,
when he has to.
Wow.
He values thoroughness, data-driven decisions, and staying connected to how their tech actually impacts the world.
So it's high pressure, but also clear expectations.
Absolutely.
Focus on results.
And it's not just about working hard alone.
Right.
Collaboration's huge there.
Yeah, their love for whiteboards is legendary.
Whiteboards everywhere.
Brainstorming, problem solving.
It's everything.
Explaining complex concepts. It's a very visual, hands-on approach. Open communication. Everyone contributes ideas.
A culture of intellectual honesty.
Yeah.
People challenge each other, debate different approaches.
We'll find the best solution.
Exactly.
And this environment is a big part of what attracts and keeps top talent at Nvidia.
Huge.
They're known for going after the best and brightest.
Oh, yeah. They're aggressive.
Competitive salaries and benefits. Creating a culture where engineers can really thrive.
Absolutely.
I remember that story about them hiring an entire company in India.
Oh, yeah, after it went bankrupt.
Yeah, they saw the opportunity to bring in a talented team.
With specific expertise, too.
Yeah, in video technology.
Right.
And they didn't hesitate.
No, they didn't. It shows how opportunistic they are. Always on the lookout for great engineers.
And they'll move fast
to
get that top talent.
But it's not just about attracting them. It's about creating an environment where they want to stay.
Right, where they can contribute.
Exactly.
So they give their engineers a lot of autonomy, encourage them to take risks, and give them what they need to push the boundaries.
Absolutely. High stakes, high reward.
Another crucial aspect is Jensen's own technical expertise.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's not just a CEO.
No, he's an engineer at heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Always learning, staying ahead.
There's that story about him attending an AI conference.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't even speaking there. He just wanted to learn, you know?
Wow, that's impressive.
Absorb new ideas.
Yeah.
See the latest advancements.
He leads by example.
Totally.
Showing that continuous learning and technical knowledge are super important.
Couldn't be more important.
Even at the top.
It's critical to their ability to anticipate trends, especially in AI, which is the next chapter of our deep dive.
Right.
We've gone from gaming to GPU computing.
Yeah.
Talked about their intense work culture.
Right.
Seeing how they've put together this incredible team.
Now get ready to see it all come together.
Oh, yeah.
As NVIDIA rides the waves of the AI revolution.
We're going to see their role in the rise of deep learning.
Okay.
Their strategic investments in ray tracing and how they became the dominant force in AI.
But before we dive into part 3,
Okay.
let's hear from our sponsor for today's episode.
All right.
Cloutfit.ai.
CLOTFIT.ai.
They're doing amazing things with AI in fashion.
It's true.
Helping businesses boost user engagement and revenue.
Absolutely. If you're curious about how AI is transforming fashion, definitely check them out.
And if you're finding this NVIDIA deep dive helpful, don't forget to share it.
Share it with someone who would love a dose of smarter fashion tech.
Thanks to Cloutfit.ai. All right, welcome back to our final part of our NVIDIA deep dive.
Okay, the final chapter.
We've seen them come back from almost going under.
Right.
Dominate the world of gaming. Lay the foundation for GPU computing.
It's impressive.
But things get even more interesting.
Yeah.
This is where they ride the wave of the AI revolution.
It's a perfect example of positioning.
And cement their place in tech history.
All the pieces came together.
So let's talk deep learning.
All right.
This is where things really explode for NVIDIA.
Yeah, this is when GPUs become essential.
Right. Their GPUs become essential for training these massive AI models.
Absolutely.
That are changing everything.
Remember those tensor cores?
Yeah, the specialized processing units.
Specifically designed for the math behind AI.
Right.
They changed the game completely.
Yeah, slash the training times.
Oh, yeah, from weeks or months, days, or even hours.
Like they removed a huge roadblock.
It accelerated everything.
Yeah, and made things possible that just weren't possible before.
They understood both the hardware and the software.
Yeah, they really saw what the AI community needed.
And created a solution to match.
Their collaboration with Google Brain was huge, right?
Absolutely. Google was already pushing the limits of deep learning.
Yeah.
But they needed serious computing power.
Right, to bring their projects to life.
And NVIDIA's GPUs provided exactly what they needed.
Yeah, the results were amazing.
This is where AlexNet comes in.
Okay, the neural network that shocked the world.
It did. It shocked everyone.
With its performance at that ImageNet competition.
Just 2 NVIDIA GPUs.
2.
And it achieved a level of accuracy people thought was impossible.
It was a defining moment.
Absolutely.
Showcased the power of deep learning.
It did.
And put NVIDIA on the map as the hardware provider for AI.
For sure.
And their investments in ray tracing.
Oh yeah, that long-term vision paid off.
They knew that realistic lighting and reflections were key.
For creating truly immersive experiences.
Not just in gaming.
Right, but in filmmaking, product design.
Remember that SIGGRAPH 2008 demo?
Oh yeah, the sports car with the reflections and the lighting.
It was mind-blowing.
Yeah. It showed real-time ray tracing wasn't just a dream anymore.
Yeah, it cemented their rep as a company that's willing to bet big.
On long-term innovation.
Even when it takes a while to pay off.
It's amazing.
So they were leading in gaming, powering AI, pushing the limits of computer graphics.
They seemed unstoppable.
And their success just kept growing.
Their stock price just skyrocketed.
I remember that story about the trader.
The one who missed out?
Yeah, he was so stunned by the price jump.
Couldn't believe his eyes.
That he froze and missed a huge opportunity.
It really shows how big their success was.
They became the Microsoft or Intel of the AI era.
Yeah, they defined a new age of technology.
But they're not slowing down.
No.
Still innovating, pushing their teams, investing in new tech.
They're operationally incredible.
Yeah, scale their operations, streamline their manufacturing.
Optimized everything.
To meet that insane demand for AI chips.
It's like they applied that work ethic to every part of the business.
Not just the tech.
And that's how they've stayed on top of the AI revolution.
Technical brilliance, vision, operational excellence.
Unwavering commitment to pushing those boundaries.
What a journey.
I know.
But what about the future? What challenges do they face?
Well, staying on top is harder than getting there.
Right.
The biggest thing is maintaining that edge.
Because the tech world changes so fast.
Incredibly fast.
What's groundbreaking today?
Is old news tomorrow?
So they can't rest.
No, they have to keep pushing, anticipate what's next.
Be ready to adapt.
Absolutely.
Another challenge is growth.
Yeah, they've expanded so much.
And keeping that culture.
Right, that efficiency and agility.
As they get bigger.
It's tough.
It's easy to lose that spark.
And get bogged down.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy.
That entrepreneurial spirit is key.
Absolutely, and the competition's always there.
Right. Other companies see what's happening with AI.
And they're investing too.
NVIDIA needs to stay sharp.
Anticipate the competition.
Keep innovating.
It's a constant race.
With high stakes.
But they've shown they can handle it.
Yeah. They're up for the challenge.
This has been an inspiring deep dive.
It has.
From humble beginnings to driving the AI revolution.
It's amazing.
It shows what's possible with vision and innovation.
And taking those risks.
It's a reminder that even with setbacks,
you can overcome,
adapt, and achieve amazing things.
And before we wrap up,
okay,
huge thanks to our sponsor,
cloutfit.ai.
cloutfit.ai.
They're using AI to change fashion commerce,
making it smarter and more engaging.
Check them out if you're curious about the future of fashion.
And that brings our NVIDIA deep dive to a close.
It's been a good one.
Hopefully you've learned some things about this incredible company.
And their impact.
And the lessons we can learn from them.
Maybe this has inspired you.
Maybe you'll be the next Jensen Huang.
Leading the next revolution.
Shaping the future with your own innovations.
It's possible.
Thanks for joining us on Note Lab Mode.
Be sure to subscribe
so you don't miss our next deep dive
into the world of tech and innovation.
And don't forget to share this episode
with anyone who wants to learn about smarter fashion tech.
Thanks to cloutfit.ai.